Well, folks, here I sit on the floor of my office surrounded by all of these miscellaneous sealed Xbox games, and I have some thoughts percolating in my head about the topic of sealed game investing, which I thought may be worth sharing. Maybe they're not. You guys can be the judge at the end of this. But what triggered all of this for me, this was a deal that was sent in to me by a viewer. I thought about maybe doing like a regular unboxing video like I have been, but honestly, I've been doing so many of those, I don't want that to get stale. So I was just going to, process this like I normally do. No video, whatever. But I noticed that this deal is almost entirely sealed games. This is the invoice over here. By the way, fantastic invoice. If you guys ever send me stuff to buy, this is a great example. It's itemized. It's got the before and after like price charting, reduction value. Anyway, really solid invoice. Also, thanks so much to Sean for sending these little collection bits in with it. I really appreciate that. That's very kind. But what triggered my thought on this topic is this right here. A lot of these games still have their original clearance stickers on them. You got this one, you've got this bad boy, which was $12. Condemned to Bloodshot was 10. Kane and Lynch was 10. And it's really cool being able to see the stickers on these, what was likely paid, unless, of course, he bought them secondhand from someone else, what was likely paid for these in the store. And it got my wheels turning on modern sealed game investing. I'll, on occasion, see comments on this topic in my comment section on the Phoenix Resale channel. People having various thoughts on the matter, usually being very bullish on, like, you could just go into any Walmart and buy up, their games, and if you wait long enough, keep them in sealed condition, they are going to go up in value. And I wanted to talk about this topic because that's a dangerous point of view. That's a dangerous belief to hold in this market, I believe, and I'll give you guys a couple reasons why. The first one is that investing in sealed product is so much more common now than it used to be. You can't look at a Mario 64, for example, which was a very high production run game, but if you had kept a good number of copies in sealed condition, they've appreciated astronomically, especially if you put the, if you front the money to grade them and they grade well, you keep them in good condition, you would have been able to make a ton of money if you had kept some sealed Mario 64s around. And people see that and they'll extrapolate it. They'll assume that the same is true for like a Mario Odyssey. Like, I'm going to go into Walmart and I'm going to buy a sealed case pack of Mario Odysseys for full retail value of $50 a piece and just do the same thing that I could have done with Mario 64. Well, the biggest problem is that, one, the production run of that is going to be, I believe, substantially higher. But independent of that, there are so many people now who are getting into the sealed game speculation arena that the supply is going to be dramatically higher than it was for Mario 64 20, 30 years later. So that's my biggest main concern with the notion of investing in sealed games. But what triggered this thought process that I am on right now is the thought that seeing all these clearance stickers makes me think, if you're going to invest in sealed games, this is the way to do it. Waiting until a system is at the end of its life cycle and picking up solid quality, sought after games with an actual following on mega clearance and holding those. Do not pay $50 a piece for Mario Odyssey. Grant, I should preface all of this and say, none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm some silly chucklehead who is sitting on the floor of his resale business office in a spare room of his house, because I can't even afford an actual warehouse. I've only been doing this 3 years. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just throwing what thoughts I have out into the ether, and you guys can take and leave what you will. But I say this because This is something that I actually dipped my toe into. You guys may have seen the videos with the 3DS. The 3DS is a console that a lot of the games for it was at the end of its life cycle, a couple years ago, a year and a half ago maybe, is when I was making the videos of going to Walmart's and picking up these games, Animal Crossings and Mario 3D World and, blah, 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 for $5 to $10 a piece. When I could find them, I loved to get Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon on clearance, but most of the time I was just paying $33 for those, which is not a great deal. So I have just a twinge of experience in this market, and what I'll say is, recently, a few months ago, I looked at my closet. I looked at the boxes of games, literally thousands of dollars worth of value in clearance games that I had picked up, and I just decided I would rather have money for our next house than have this box of stuff that I'm going to move, and I'm going to have to pack it all up, bring it to the other location, and then continue sitting on it for who knows how long in order to get the 100% double up return that I really would like to on this stuff. So I just took it all, sold it immediately on Amazon, probably ended up with more of like a 30% return on it, made some money, and washed my hands of the whole deal. Why do I bring that up? I bring it up to say that, one, what I did right in that was buying games on clearance. I made a little bit, but not very much at all on the Pokemon games because I paid almost full retail value for them and I didn't wait that long. I lost my patience. So, one, if you're going to invest in sealed video games, please actually buy them low. Don't buy them for regular market value and cross your fingers that they're going to go up in the future. At least that's my recommendation. There may be a bunch of people watching this who say, Caleb, you're a chucklehead sitting on the floor of your spare room office. You don't know anything. I'm going to go do the opposite of what you say, and maybe they'll make a ton of money. I have no idea. But this channel is a great place for me to just kind of air thoughts. Maybe they help someone, maybe they don't, and, either way, they're there. The thing that I did wrong that I would suggest people steer away from is don't get impatient, right? What I realized is that investing in sealed product on clearance is just not the business model that I want to be in. I'm in the business of quick flips. I don't want to be in the storage business. I want to be in the selling business. So long-term video game investing in general just isn't for me. All of this stuff that, some of it is like original Xbox stuff. We've got 360. Some of it already is somewhat aged and maybe will have some appreciation potential. I don't really know. I'm honestly not even really considering that. All I'm considering is, should I flip this stuff on eBay, Amazon, or whatnot? Like, where am I going to get the most bang for my buck on this stuff? The answer with most of it is probably going to be Amazon. If it's the kind of game that sells often enough, those prices they're just really good for sealed. I digress. Don't be stupid like me and get super impatient if you're looking to actually treat this as an investment. The last thought that I will leave you guys with is the other reason that I sold my entire position, if you will, of sealed games, sealed ungraded, Nintendo clearance games, is that in my current business model, most people understand diversification is a really important part of, a balanced financial portfolio. And I am already heavily invested in the video game market as a whole with the nature of my business. Given that I buy and sell games for a living, the video game market already dictates a significant portion of my income. I don't need to designate a part of my investment money to physical video games in addition to that. I would rather designate that towards a market that is less related to what I'm already doing full time. Honestly, all I'm doing right now is just boring old indexing through my SEP IRA, just put it into the entire stock market and watch it grow at an average rate of 7% per year. But if I was looking to something else, I might do real estate or high-end collectible coins or I don't know, art. I would educate myself obviously on what ways would be most beneficial to diversify. Top of my list probably would be real estate, other than regular old boring index funds, set it and forget it kind of a method. Anyways, folks, I hope you have enjoyed this random ramble of Caleb's semi-financial thoughts on the matter of video game grading. If you guys have differing opinions, not video game grading, but rather video game, sealed game investing, let me know in the comments. Would love to start a dialogue. I don't read comments as much as I used to, honestly. Just kind of it becomes less fun the more your channel grows, to be honest, and the negativity starts to get louder and louder. But this is the kind of video I actually will be pretty interested to hear what people's thoughts are on the matter. And take everything with a grain of salt. Don't actually listen to me. I'm just putting my thoughts out there, and hopefully somebody gains something beneficial from it. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. Have a lovely evening.